Welcome to the Money GPS Live. Thank you for being here today. All right. We got a lot of people in the house already. Great to have you here today. I'm just setting up everything on my end. So come on in. All right. Setting it all up. Gotta get the Instagram going. There's so many people in the house already. Good stuff, everybody. Hope you're well. All right, there we go. So today's topic is essentially to discuss that people need to wake up. And I think that's an important topic because a lot of people, they're asleep. They really are. And to me, it's sad. I don't know about you, but when you see people that are supposedly informed and they really aren't, to me that it hurts. It hurts me because all the information is available. Everything I talk about is public information. And yet the majority of people, they don't get it. For a period of time, I thought to myself, maybe I should change the channel. Maybe I should make it a little bit more mainstream, a little more palatable. And I was trying to go in that direction a little bit, but I always found myself going back to what I believe is the truth. Because I just can't talk about anything else. I mean, if they were going to hire me for CNBC job, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. It just wouldn't work. It would not work. I have to be able to get into what I know. And if I can't talk about what I know, I'm going to be struggling. It's already so difficult with this platform because you're not allowed to say half of the things. So I'm constantly running into a problem with that. But anyway, it's all about the truth. That's what we come down to. So when you're talking about your family, your friends, and so on, these are things that you cannot necessarily, you can't change them, especially you can't change them overnight. But we can certainly lead by example. And that, I think, is the most important factor. We can lead by example as individuals. For a lot of people, they absolutely cannot handle reality. You can't handle the truth, as they say, right? But it's true. It really is. So let's see what we got. Please stay out of the mainstream. Yeah, I will. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. Always the truth, even when it hurts. Truth is unpopular. That is a fact. You can talk and talk and try to explain over and over again. They don't want to hear it. I give up. I know. Trust me, being in my position, you see information and you want to share that, but they don't want to hear it. People don't want to hear it. And to me, that's sad. Because people are just sleepwalking. They're just walking over that cliff and you're yelling, come watch the cliff, watch the cliff. And they're saying, you're so pessimistic. I'm on a flat surface right here. I'm on a rock. I'm not falling off a cliff. I'm on a rock. And you tell them, look, it's right in front of you. Look at your feet. Hurry, look. And they just, I don't need to look because I feel safe and sound where I am. And although that might be a silly analogy, that's the way that people are. I see it every day. I had several comments today. The reason why I made this the topic of the day was I had several comments, including one individual, but they were all sort of the same. One individual telling me they've been watching my videos for a long time and they're going to stop watching my videos because I essentially suggesting that I am the reason why they're not making money because I'm scaring people away from making money. Number one, I don't talk about the stock market that often. It's probably like 20 to 30% of the topics. Okay. It's more about the economy, but the word economy gets confused with stock market. I don't know how that happened. I know that some of the very big YouTubers out there do confuse those terms, and it makes it a lot worse because they're the ones with the millions of subscribers. So, but at the same time, we got to realize like what this is all about. We got to understand all the details of it instead of just blindly saying, "Look, just bro, give me the ticker, bro." And those channels are doing so well, and they get all the positive news. And to me, the reason I mention this, it doesn't matter. I'm a punching bag. It's great. I don't care. The reason I mention this is when times get tough, those people are going to hate you. They're going to know. They're going to say, it's your fault. This is all your fault. If only everybody was like me, then we would be okay. But it's your fault. You were the one that was doing this and that and this and that. And that's the worry, because you got the zombie apocalypse happening and they're going to realize you're fresh meat. But of course, we're going to be prepared. We're going to be prepared. Ian, thank you. Money Bro, thank you for helping me communicate this information. I, like so many others, lack the ability to read the truth about this stuff. Well, yeah, that's exactly what I've been trying to do. I mean, it's simply to make it simple for people, to make it like the ability to understand this information. Look, you dig into it for a little while, you figure it out, you'll get it. You will get that. And so it's not easy. Let's be honest, right? Like every day to have that level of effort on a daily basis, sure, take some time, take some effort. But I know that there's so many people that they just want to know the truth. And that's what I love. That's what I love. I've met people from all over the world. They share their information every single day. And these people here, a small minority of the people, no doubt, but good people. Thank you. There seems to be a crash is coming, but it's not the end of the world, right? Enough food and fuel, should be fine, right? So my opinion is the most likely scenario is that we run into hard times. That's the most likely scenario. But is it going to be apocalypse? I think anything is possible, but I don't think that sort of sci-fi type scenario is a realistic possibility. I shouldn't say that. Is the more likely possibility. I don't think so. So like, is it going to be hard times? Yeah. Look at history. I've studied history. I'm obsessed with history. Okay. I've read so many books that like they've just helped me out to get the understanding here. My inability is to get what's in here to you. That's the hard part. It's like, how do I get all this stuff? How do I transfer it to you? I struggle with that. But my point is that you got to do things that we've been talking about. All the preparedness things. There are ways to make money in this economy. There are ways to make money in these markets. It's very clear. If commodities are going up and you believe for the next little while commodities are going up, you could buy commodities. But on a more simple level, if you eat black beans and you want to eat black beans 3 months from now, you can buy black beans for 3 months from now today. And you're simply locking in today's price. I'm working on a video actually about this. I've got some stuff written up already, maybe for tonight, maybe for a future video. But essentially just stating that your electricity prices, I've heard from so many people, you can lock in your electricity prices today. Actually, I have that open right now. Where was that? Somewhere in here. Fixed price products. Fixed price. Okay, so each company's gonna have their different terms or whatever, but essentially locking in a deal. You get a deal on your power prices. Now, the reason this isn't good necessarily is, what if summertime comes or springtime comes and then the price drops significantly? Are you going to be in bad shape? That's the thing. You're taking a gamble. Are you okay with the current price? maybe just lock that in, because it looks like it's going to be going higher before it goes lower. What is the government going to do? How are they going to step in and so on? We don't know yet, right? But anyway, that's one of the things I think is important. Black beans to the moon. I love all beans. The spam. I've never had that. Never had spam. Dry beans have a 70-year shelf life. Yeah, pack that stuff in good. Buy beans now. Yep. All right. Thank you for the support. Appreciate you, sir. Thank you for sharing your valuable insights. I'm honored. I'm honored that you're here to watch this, to learn from it. I'm a student myself. Every day I'm digging in and I show you what I learn. I'm planning some cool stuff for the channel. I've been telling you I had this super cool background being developed for me. I emailed the guy this week, didn't even reply to me. So I'm wondering where this guy is, because if not, I'll get somebody else to do it. I want to get the show on the road. I have some big plans for the Money GPS that I really want to get to. And it's going to be, I mentioned it one time before, just really quickly. Essentially what I want to do is write out a script and then make it more like, think of mini documentary Money GPS style. So you're going to have, for instance, let's talk about inflation or the supply chain crisis. Instead of me showing you necessarily just like one article, 2 article, 3 article, 4, and then give you a few bits and pieces from each, I can sort of slow down. I can hit exactly the point. Because sometimes I go through the video thinking, okay, you got to make sure you mention that point. And then I get to the end of the video and I don't mention it. So this way I'm going to be able to be more strategic about it. And this will be something that maybe is once a week, or maybe it's 3 times a week in addition to the daily videos. So every day you're going to get those normal videos, but I'm thinking on top of that to create these kind of mini, I don't want to call them documentaries, but in-depth sort of deep dives. But I'm waiting for this guy to give me the background, because I'm integrating all of that together. But I don't know. People don't reply to their emails. What can I say? For somebody like me who gets so many emails, I try to do as best as I can a job of replying to those emails. So I don't know why people don't reply to their emails. Keep the format. Yes, it's not going to change. So the current daily videos are not going to change. Let me be clear about that. It's the news broken down, condensed. That's it. That's the Money GPS daily videos. But something on top of that. And the reason why I want to do something on top of it is, what I've noticed about my videos is they're very popular I shouldn't say very popular, but they get all their views primarily in the first 12 hours. And then the next 12 hours, it gets some views. And by 48 hours, nobody's really watching it anymore because they'll just watch the next video. So, but people miss out. So I want to get those videos that are kind of more evergreen. So if we're talking about inflation, that's still relevant today. It's relevant in a week from now, and so on. So I'm trying to create those type of videos as well. And that's probably more shareable. So you can share that with a family or friend who is kind of interested in it. Whereas the daily news, if you share today's news, maybe 2 weeks from now, not as relevant. So I'm trying to do that. Thank you very much for the support. What kind of background do you need to make? A static one? Your video thumbnails are really well designed. Thank you. Yeah, but I've been doing those thumbnails. Those are mine all I really do is I take usually my own face and I Photoshop that onto an existing photo. But the background that I'm getting is something developed in what's it called? Unreal. If you know Unreal, like a 3D, sort of a 3D render. And the guy he did a prototype for me. The prototype was fantastic. I'm just waiting. I made the guy an offer. He said yes, but I'm just waiting for him to deliver. It's been like well over a month now. So we'll see how it goes. Yeah, thank you for that. I've noticed a lot of people commenting how they love the new thumbnails. Even though it's something so small, it's still it's a way to get people attracted to the videos, which is great. So I spend more time on it. Don't forget medical kit, band-aids, rubbing alcohol, penicillin. Yes, all that stuff is good. All that stuff. Somebody saying growing food, good stuff. Thank you very much, Adventure Capitalist. Thank you. Analysts want to give facts, just predictions. Some people need clear-cut answers and suggestions. So you got to watch out because number one, most of the people are, they just go with whatever the trend is, and the trend a lot of times works out until it doesn't, and usually the people get in at the last moment, and then they get crushed. So you got to watch that, as well as the fact that you're not supposed to give financial advice. Okay, so I don't know how these guys are doing it necessarily, but financial advice, very risky. Your daily videos are the best. Thank you. It's my money GPS and I need it now. Growing food. Yes, yes, yes. Mainstream media made such a big deal about a few months back about the toilet paper shortages. Now that the toilet paper is actually real and coming, they don't make a big deal about it. That's classic. They're very untrustworthy, obviously, for any reason, not just that. Thank you for the support. If pressed, what's our timeline? Oh man, that is a difficult one. Okay. So I think personally, it's so hard to tell. Nothing this year. I think it's all good this year. That's my bet. That's just the bet. That's just the guess. Okay. Next year, things get tougher. I think certainly things get tougher next year. I mean, what I'm looking at specifically, I don't know timeline exactly, but what I can say is inflation and interest rates are really like super important. That's why I focus on it in like every video, because that's what I'm looking at. I'm laser focused in on that. So if inflation rates continue to go higher, they need to increase interest rates. But everything from the stock buybacks to the national debt and everything in between is reliant on super low interest rates. Should interest rates rise? I'm not talking about 20%. People, when I say interest rates rise, they'll never do what Paul Volcker did. Look, they at that time, they said it would be impossible for Volcker to do that, or the Fed to do that at the time. It happened. But anyway, you just need a little bit today to have the same effect as 20% back then, 1980, to have the same effect today is just a small percentage. I personally believe the economy completely grinds to a halt at about 1%. 1% on the Fed funds rate. But to have the same exact effect as 20% back then, probably 5%, maybe 8% at the absolute maximum. That's just a guess. But once we get into this territory, I think it's just going to be so devastating. It's going to be devastating for the market. It's going to be devastating for the economy. So that's what I'm looking at. So I know I can't give you an exact number. That's as best as I can do. But I hope you see where my mentality is on that. Hope you appreciate that. Thank you. Susan, as always, thank you for the support. You do a phenomenal job, David. Your hard work doesn't go unnoticed by most on your channel. We appreciate you. Thank you very much, Susan, and to everybody else for your support, for those comments. Those comments that come in and say thank you. I love that because it makes you, okay, I'm on the right path. I'm doing the right thing. Okay, good. And it just, because how do I know what's good or not? Like I look at the thumbs up, I look at how many thumbs down, I look at the comments. I use, when I say, hey, comment on the video below, I'm not just saying that because the algorithmic part of it, which it has such a small effect. Actually, the comment section is a very small effect. I'm literally using that information to learn from and trying to create more of a community environment. That's why I'm on the lives too, right? Most people giving financial advice online are broke. Yeah, I mean, what I've learned from the Amazon space is that, if you couldn't successfully sell on Amazon, then you created an Amazon selling course. And I've seen it before. They make all kinds of cash. They're making all kinds of cash. Now, if they're helping people, it's good, I guess. But yeah, for sure. I mean, these people, I've seen videos before. The guy's reading tickers, and the guy's just reading tickers and saying basic information. The PE ratio of this company is 22, and it's great and long term, and there's just nothing good as part of that. And then I've seen it even worse on TikTok, where the guy's on the screen just like bobbing his head, and he's pointing to tickers up in the screen. Like, who cares? Who cares about the ticker? ABC, there's a ticker. 1, 2, 3, is that a ticker? I don't know. Like, anyway, the reason I mentioned that is those things are so popular. Those videos and those channels get so popular. It's crazy. Anyway, thank you for the support. Thoughts on junk silver for barter at the current financial? You know what? I would say regardless, forget about if it's something that the current financial system falls apart. It's going to be great. It's great now. It's a great diversification. It's part of like when I look at precious metals, when I look at any asset, I never see it as one, like, okay, precious metals. I'm going to buy gold. I'm going to buy, Maple Leafs. I'm going to buy Maple Leafs. Okay, that's it. I'm just buying Maple Leaf. No, I'm going to buy as many different types. Some of them, like if you get, I don't know, Maple Leafs or something, and then you buy another one, Krugerrands or whatever, maybe one does a little bit better than the other. But I have that diversification so that, I'm able to determine these things. Maybe they're good, maybe they're not. But anyway, the point is that I'm just simply looking at it from a broad perspective. I love when people they always look back in the rearview mirror in hindsight, and they're thinking to themselves, yeah, I bought these two things. I should have bought more of that one because it did better. Well, obviously, you wouldn't have wanted to buy the one that didn't perform as well, but we don't know. We literally cannot tell what happens in the future just by what many people think. So, diversify. That's my message. Within the asset class itself, junk silver, obviously great because it can still be used as money. You don't have any fear about them taking it away. Some people are worried about them taking it away. To me, that's not a concern. But if you are concerned about it, no reason to worry. Many reasons why it's good. We got 378 people in the house. All right. Don't forget to give that thumbs up button so I know you appreciate this information. Cheers to all my friends. I have not even looked at Instagram. Hello, everybody on Instagram. Welcome, welcome, welcome. All right, the Money GPS. Did I miss a lot? Are you still here? Oh my God, that is scary. 1%. Yes, yes. All right. Okay, good stuff. The screen is looking a little odd today. Hope it's all right for everybody. It looks a little red or something. How do I change that? See if I can adjust these settings really quickly, guys. Sorry. I guess not. What is this? 1 second here. Whoa. Okay. Good stuff. Okay. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, the blackouts. So blackouts, right now, I would say no. Some areas, limited in the United States. It depends how bad things get. So right now, no. But look, we still have reasonably warm temperatures, right? We're not heading there. What I've seen based on the weather maps, it looks like the southeast, as usual, going to be much warmer this winter, and the northwest is going to be very cold. So, if the northeast, I mean, that's one area, but again, you get the Midwest. I just don't know. There's so many factors in terms of war. Yeah. So I got to watch what I say. So Afghanistan, when they pulled out, okay, they made a big deal about this in the news. But actually, if you go back, not even to 1979, which you should learn about 1979, but go back just a few years ago, what was happening? They said the group that's in charge today, that I can't say the name of, that took over in like 2 weeks, that was planned like the year before. That was known. They said, we are going to give control to this group of people, already established the year before. And now they made a big deal about it in the news. It was already known. It was a known fact. Where do they go? My opinion is that they're going to Southeast Asia, if you know what I'm saying. That's where they're going. The question is, the only reason why I would say 100%, I would put anything on that, except for the fact that how does it not end in complete annihilation? I don't know. It seems like it would have to end in complete annihilation, because it's just, one starts, the other starts, and then the world is done. So that would be the only reason why I would think, which is crazy. But they're gearing up for it. They're absolutely gearing up for it in many, many ways, which is worrisome. I hope not. I really hope not. You as an individual, what can you do? We can only do so much. I would think you would want to be out of the big city centers. You want to have your own power, because there's going to be disruptions in the power grid, whether it's some sort of cyber attack or whatever. If you're on the power grid, it's a concern. So if you're on the power grid, like these questions, the two questions actually connect, because if you have rolling blackouts, that's going to affect you. Your power is going to be affected. That means your life is going to be affected. And then you look at, with war, it could be a cyber war, where imagine just large swaths of the grid just turn off. And it's not as if, hey, we're going to flip a switch and get that back on. It's not something that could happen like that. Who knows? Who knows what took it down in the first place? So it could be very intense. So that's my thoughts on that. Like I said, hard to talk about all the topics here on this platform because it's so controlled. So I'm careful about that. But anyway, I hope that's of value to you. Your videos are top notch. Compare your first videos and the ones we see today. I love the first videos, actually. It's funny. It's like, and still today, like I'm staring at this camera right now, right? This is the most awkward situation, because I know I'm talking to people on the other side of this camera, but I'm just staring at a black hole. Like it's a very uncomfortable situation. And I don't have my light on right now, but one day I'll show my setup. But I got one of these ring lights. So it's a big bright light. It's off now because the lives, I can't do that. But on my regular videos, I have the light so I get better light. But it's so bright. So when I'm looking at the screen, it's like blasting my eyes. So it's just an awkward experience. But those first videos are hilarious. But I want to leave them up there in a sense because I want people to know that even if you don't think you're okay now, I'm not confident. I'm not a good speaker. I'm not a good this and that. Like I'm not good at most things. Okay, I'm not a good speaker. I'm not a good people person or whatever. Like there's some people who just they got this. They hit all the right words. It's perfect. The way that I'm not that, but I just keep doing it, and hopefully people like that. And you could see the thumbs up to thumbs down ratio for me, thankfully, is like 98 point something, almost 99 on the average. Some of them go much higher, and that means people like it, which is awesome. So it just means that just push whatever your goals are. I know a lot of people to have growing their own food in their backyard. That is a goal of theirs, and they are working hard at it, and that is amazing. Some people, it's to go off the grid. They want to go off the grid. And so it takes money, it takes time, it takes effort, and they're making it happen. There's so much information out there. So what's it like being a YouTube star? I'm not a YouTube star, so I can't really, I can't really relate. I don't know what to say. Having YouTube, it's very demoralizing in many sense because every single day somebody is telling you off. So it's like being in, like, I guess if you're working like a fast food or something, you're getting people yelling at you, sort of, I guess, in that respect. It's just like people are just, I guess, having a bad day or whatever, and they'll take it out on you. So you're getting these comments which are mostly great, and then you get these few comments that are just telling you I've been called every name in the book. What I like about YouTube is that in my personal life, I don't have people to talk to about these topics. So I find a group of people, that like to talk about this stuff. And so we can engage. It's a little, obviously I'm the one doing the video, but that's why I love the comments. That's why I love the live, because we can have another level to this. And I'm a student in it. I'm trying to learn. Do you make this content for altruistic reasons? I assume so, since you're never pushing ads and products that give the great content either way. So I'm just generally interested in this. Like if I wasn't making videos about it, I'd be reading that anyway. I want, like, financially, it's silly to do what I'm doing. Like this is a silly way to do things, because when you are appearing as negative, which, if you watch my videos, it's not negative stuff. It's just information. You're not going to get the sponsorship deals. You're not going to get the good ads, and you're generally not going to be you're going against the grain. So it's more difficult to find viewers. So, but this I'm bringing out the truth. I'm bringing out the truth. What I believe is the truth. So that's just the way I look at it. So that's all. Thank you. I take heed to your verbal interjections, GPS. David, I always find you honest to tell the truth. That's why I keep sticking to your channel. Thank you, Emma. Thank you. PE ratios don't matter. Really, they don't. They actually don't. They give you a sense of the particular stock just from one angle. It's just one angle. Like, this is why I'm trying to tell people, like, there's two sides to stock investing. You can do swing trading. You can do swing trading, and you can have a long-term portfolio. And so you can be buying into a stock like Tesla at all-time highs, and it basically works out. It works out great because you're holding on for a period of time. You're not worried about selling. But the average retail trader, what do? They just buy and hold forever. Buy and hold forever. Which is not a bad thing, but you got to separate those two portfolios. You can, like, For instance, let's say oil. You love oil. You think oil is going to go up for the next month. Let's just say, for sure, for the next 2 weeks, for a month, you think it's going to go up. So you buy in today. And remember, you in your head, you don't have to think, well, I hope oil goes up forever so that I can continue to see the appreciation. Why? Why can't you just sell it in a month from now? Or maybe it's going to be 6 weeks from now. Maybe it'll be 2 months from now where, you know what, I think oil has probably done its run. I'm going to sell it off, or I'll sell 50% of it, or I'll sell the profit that I made on it, whatever you want. And these things can be determined by you on your own time and your own desires and goals. But you got to separate those parts of your portfolio. But I don't think people do that. They have one portfolio, and if they go to buy a stock for, I'm just gonna let this, I'm gonna buy it and then I'm gonna sell it 2 days later, and then oops, it went down. Now I'm a long-term investor. That's right. I'm a long-term investor now. Yeah. Long-term, this stock is good. I'm just gonna hold on. And this thing just keeps going down, 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 down. So I don't know. Oh, I wanted to get to this one first. That's right. Ian, use Rumble or make your own, bro. You're smart. Yeah. Thank you for the support. I'm on Odyssey, so I'm on there. I tried to hook up Rumble and I tried to hook up the other one. Can't remember the name now. The other one that's similar to Rumble, and they just their link between YouTube and it doesn't work. I've tried it multiple times. I tried it once recently for Rumble, and it just doesn't work. And I've contacted the support. I said, look, this is the problem. I will post videos on your platform every single day. I have a big YouTube channel, this and that. And they just, I can't help you. So I don't know what the point is. Like, I can manually upload to these platforms, but it just takes so much time. It really takes so much time, and I can't invest any more time into this. So the videos go up to Odyssey because it's automatic. I linked up the channel and it just automatically pulls it every day. I also have them going to every podcast platform. So it's good. It gets the word out in different places. But yeah, I would love to, because I think it's monetized too, Rumble. But if anybody knows how to make it work, how to automatically go to Rumble, I'm in. I'm on that. I would love that. Good to be here tonight. Thank you, Edward. Remember, some on YouTube are 14. Yes, there are some very young kids who pretend to know what they're talking about, which is, it's good to be confident, but there's something called the Dunning-Kruger effect, which is, I understood this as a whole, but didn't know the name up until more recently. And you read about it, it makes a whole lot of sense. Essentially, that the less somebody knows about something, the more confident they believe, the more confident they are. That's why, you hear a lot of these economists when they're talking, they might say, I don't know, I'm not sure, this and that, because they've seen it decade after decade after decade. Well, they're thinking, well, if that happens, well, then, and they're thinking about it. But if you just think, okay, no, that's going to go up forever, it doesn't happen like that. Remember when Bitcoin was at 64,000, I think it was, on the first run up, it hit 64,000. Everybody was saying 100,000 guaranteed. And what happened? It went down to 30,000. Now, of course, it's come back up to that level, but not without going down. There was an infinite amount of people who were saying, the speculators were saying, oh, this is never going to go down. But it did. It can happen. And just like the stock market, just like real estate, these things can happen. Okay? So we need to be aware of that. That's all. Way too modest. You're great. Thank you. Halloween costume. I would love to go as a Janet Yellen, but I don't think they make it. I don't think they make that. What can I do? I once went as Winnie the Pooh many years ago. Full Winnie the Pooh, top to bottom, with just like the face. The face was exposed, but it was a full body costume. That was my favorite one of all time. And now, in more recent years, because of the Chinese emperor, it has more relevance. But anyway, Bernard, you're a legend. Thank you. Thank you. Leave those videos. They're good. It just shows the improvement. Yeah, thank you. The only thing, love what you're doing in your honesty. Thank you for being here. I love recognizing the people in the live and on the daily videos too. It's nice. I gotta watch out. So I've deleted hundreds of videos actually, which I didn't want to do, but because I was talking about a certain topic that you're not allowed to talk about on the channel anymore, on the platform anymore, I deleted those videos because just out of pure fear. So I gotta go through. I want to go through the video through my channel again because I have over 3,000 videos. I don't even know anymore. There's definitely over 3,000, and I want to do a little bit of housekeeping and get some of the fringe stuff in there, just because it's a risk. It's a risk. I've heard from many people that they got problems with their channel from videos that was like way back. So they just do a scan through all videos and they find which ones are, I've been there for years and years, and then they just ban you based on that. You're good at sneaking vodka while on live TV, everything's water. No, not for me. I had an espresso tonight and some water. That's all I need. Love me some water. You're an amazing, dedicated human being. Thank you. The one thing I believe is that we should always be either 100% or zero. So if you're not going to go 100% into something, this is a motivational speech right here. In my opinion, if you are not going to go 100% into something, you're not going to run your head right into that brick wall. If that's what it takes, then don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do anything half effort. Just don't do it. Because when you do something half effort, you're only going to get half the results. It's just a simple matter of fact. And that's the way I look at it. So put your best old videos on library. Yeah, so I think it copied the whole channel actually on Odyssey. I think my entire channel is on there, but I also have a physical backup of all my old videos. So I watch you with my coffee every day. Thank you for the great work. Good stuff. Good stuff. We know that's vodka. Yeah. Yes, water. All right. This topic comes up a lot, and we just don't have any real history. So initially my thoughts would have been absolutely no way. That is not going to work like that. Because the mentality here is, and just let me pull that back up. Just right here. Thoughts on, no, I lost it. Basically buying cryptos as a hedge against collapse. There you go. Against a currency collapse. Okay. If I'm a billionaire investor, if I've got billions of dollars, whether I'm a corporation, whether I'm an individual, and I've got money into different, I got crypto, I got stocks, maybe real estate, whatever the case may be. What is the first thing that I'm going to sell? It's going to be the cryptos. It's very speculative. We don't know what's going to happen. A lot of uncertainty. Now, if I'm a Bitcoin investor, this is where I've got 100% of my money. Maybe they're not. But look, let's be honest. This market cap, last time I checked, was well over $2 trillion. A lot of that money is from the big boys. It's not from those who own $50,000 of it. Okay, so they're going to sell off their cryptos before they sell off the others. However, if you look at what happened in Venezuela, even in Iran, other places, when their currency is doing poor, they are able to functionally use Bitcoin as a means of hedging against inflation, number one, but also a medium of exchange. Doesn't work perfectly, but in certain circumstances, yeah, it's going to be good. If you know that thing against the US dollar is going to be devalued, look at Turkey. Turkey's currency just keeps going down and down and down and down and down. What happened with the Argentine peso? What happened with the Venezuelan bolivar? What's going on? Like, just example after example of these devalued currencies. If you had a Bitcoin, it's going up. You can own US dollars, though. That would also do well in comparison to your devalued currency. But that currency in itself is not doing well against real goods. But the point is, if your currency is depreciating, you've got 20% inflation, so that's the way I see it. I hope that makes sense to you. Yeah, Sam. So this is part of what I was saying here. Thank you for the support. So the example that I heard from a Venezuelan was that, first of all, real estate. I'll bring that real estate into it. If there's major inflation, which looks like that's the case, major inflation, how do you protect against heavy inflation? You have real assets. Historically, that's the way you do it, real assets. And of course, real estate being a real asset, gold and silver, real asset. Bitcoin, we haven't seen the test of time. But if you look at what happened in Venezuela as an example, the real estate went down significantly. Why? Because the areas became not very nice to live in. People left. People went to Colombia, Brazil, other places, Trinidad and Tobago. So they're fleeing, leaving inventory on the market and collapsing the prices. Despite the hyperinflation, the prices of the homes not doing well. So it's not exactly 100%. It's not linear all the time. You would think the real estate would be fantastic, and probably in some areas it's good, but not broadly. And then at the same time, you have gold and silver, which are doing very well and have done very well. Bitcoin, Venezuela, Iran, other places, devalued currencies, it's doing good. So, my opinion, if you want my opinion, I'm going to say, why not have them all? Why not have a little bit of everything? And on top of all this, everybody listening right now, you've got to have a business. I'll tell every single live stream I do, I'm going to tell everybody, get a business. Why? Why would you want a business? Cell phone, business expense. Computer, business expense. Headphones, business expense. Do my business calls on these. I got to go to the store because I need to buy something, whatever that is. I got to have a meeting with somebody who helps me with my business expense. All of these things are business expenses legitimately that reduce your overall taxable income. So you've got the gold, the silver, the Bitcoin, whatever you got, you're hedging against inflation, but at the same time, you are also protecting yourself by having a business. That business can be sold later, potentially, depending on the type of business. That's why I talk about Amazon businesses. You can build up that business. You can have a brand, create a brand, very, very easy. It's not difficult. You build it up over the course of a few years, and at some point, you sell it to a company, for example, like Thrasio. Thrasio buys businesses like on Amazon. And You take the payday, and that's it. You're good. It's building up an asset. At the same time, all along, you are getting the benefits of the business. You've got to understand this. I gave a free course away. It is unimaginable to give away a free course like I did. If you look at the space, they're charging you $1,000 to $2,000 for a course. Okay, mine probably needed a few more videos in there to be worth $1,000 or $2,000, but not much really. And I start from the beginning, like the true. A lot of these people don't because they assume you already know a bunch of stuff. I went from the very beginning. If you want it, it's completely free, no catch. You go there. It's the AmazonGPS.com. Okay. So that is an extremely long-winded answer. Talk about inflation. All right. Thank you for the support. I'm a big fan of your channel. Right now, I'm hearing about hyperinflation followed by stagflation or deflation. What is your prediction? So what I believe right now, honestly and truly, is that we have this deflation that's real, that's pulling down. But the government and the central bank are pushing money in, trying to hyperinflate. They're going that direction. So they've got a lot going for them, let me tell you. They're trying as hard as they can to inflate. But look at Europe. Despite all the quantitative easing, despite all these different measures, this nonsense, they're getting a lot of deflation. In fact, if anybody is in the house right now from Europe, let me know. Are your food prices specifically rising? Maybe now. Let's say before 2020, during that period. Would you say that food prices were rising? It's hard to determine exactly, each area and so on, but there is deflation in many sense of the word. So, I just think that they're going for an inflation, but the natural pull down of deflation is happening. Why? Because we're just over leveraged. We're using too much margin. We're pumping money in left, right, and center, and we've got extremely low interest rates. We have to increase interest rates at some point because the inflation is getting too high. If they increase interest rates, it just puts a cap on the amount of growth and all the stock buybacks and all this nonsense, and you have a deflation that happens. Now that deflation could, unfold in many different ways. I've seen many examples throughout history, depends on where you are and so on. But because we've seen the most growth ever in many respects over since 2008, 2009 timeframe up until now, we can expect the most devastating crisis in response to that. And that's not to say, oh man, this guy's scary. This guy's no, that's just the way it is historically. It's just the way it is. That's so prediction wise, in right now, inflation, hyperinflation, maybe less likely though, but interest rates rising, deflation. Okay, so that's the big key. That's huge. Emma, thank you very much for your support. Are you in Hong Kong? Awesome. Thank you so much for your support. If you want to ask a question, please do. I'm trying to answer as many questions as I can, but I thank you for the support. Really appreciate that. Thank you. So many people from, actually, what is it, 12 hours? Yeah, I guess it's probably 10 in the morning right now. The screen, I'm seeing my face on like orange. I don't know why it looks like that. But I thank you for the support. Everybody that's here right now. We've got 481 people in the house, all surrounded and together with one simple word: truth. That's it. That's why you're here. That's why you tune into my videos, because you want to know the truth. The Money GPS is the truth about money. And so I dig every single day to bring you the good stuff. All right. Try to do what I can here. Watching an orange guy. Yeah, I don't know why it looks orange. Maybe if I do this. Let me see if it changes. I have a light. I can't keep this light on my face for an hour, but yeah, see? Do you see the light, how much better it looks? Then I turn that off, it looks more orange. Oh well. Gotta stare at the orange. The vodka. Jaundice. At my local Sam's Club, I see more open shelves for produce. However, finished goods still does not show scarcity. Grocery prices are still manageable, but fast food is through the roof. Thank you for that. Sam's Club. It depends. Like I'm seeing some areas that are really affected, and then other areas, no, everything's totally fine. So I guess it depends. However, when we move like December 31st, we're gonna keep having this conversation, but I think by December 31st, year end, I think it's gonna be a lot more common, just because the supply chain is getting tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. And just typically throughout into Q4, you just have problems generally. So it's gonna be a mess. All right, Instagram. I've been neglecting Instagram here. It's hard to do both here. Deflation is imminent, but the Fed will stave it off as long as possible. My opinion is that the Federal Reserve, the central banks, they actually want to create a crisis. This is them doing it on purpose. Nebula, I have heard of that. There is no algorithm. It's just, hey, just people just join up. I like that. I like that. I do. It's just hard to create so much content. That's the problem. Goldman Sachs, Chase, BlackRock are all in China working the deals at the moment, so I don't see war happening anytime soon. China's about business? Yes, they can do it strategically. It could be done through proxy. Yeah, I know what you mean though. Historically, the USA is getting into war to get out of an economic depression. Happen in World War III. Yeah, could happen again. Yes, it's true. And that's the worry about it, right? Because the war machine is very profitable, gets people building stuff. Right now, you would hope they would fix the actual broken down infrastructure. Oh yeah, let's pass the infrastructure bill. And then you look at the breakdown, it's not that much really going to infrastructure. It goes to the different companies involved. And then you look at what you get out of it, and it's like, no, it's not much. It's really not much. You look at a lot of these projects, these major projects that cost billions of dollars. They tell you it's going to cost $3 billion, and they tell you that it'll be done in a year, 5 years later, and an extra, 400% of the budget. And then like there's problems. I mean, it just happens. Every city's like that. They're going to build a new rail system. It's going to cost $3 billion. And then it's like 5 years later, okay, that rail system, we only got halfway done, and we're going to stop there. And it costs 10 times more than we thought it would. But hey, it's all good. Every city. India. Yes, yes. So the growth potential is massive, obviously. I mean, everybody's aware of that. Massive population, and just the growth is there. I would love to see a partnership with China. Okay, that's what they really need. They got to be partnering with Russia. They got to be partnering with China. But they've got their own issues going on, no doubt. I would love to see that. I would love to see them being more friendly with those two partners, because that's where the growth is going to come from. You got the BRIC nations, but at the same time, they're going back and forth. They're battling India and China. That's worrisome, and that holds back your prosperity. There are just so many different companies, just like the growth. Like if you look at China, let's say 20 years ago, what was happening? Okay, let's get the show on the road. Let's pull people from the rural areas into the cities. Is that happening in India? Yes. But it's not happening at the same rate in like as China today is like, so India is further behind in that. And that's okay. That just means there's a lot of growth potential there. But there's obviously big concerns too. Huge population, hard to control, hard to get everything organized. But I do see potential, a lot of potential good. But I would like to see more diplomacy coming in. You know, the way that China is. I don't know what's going to happen, but we need more of the collaboration, friendliness. Let's work together. We share a border. Let's make things happen. It's just like you and your neighbor, right? You and your neighbor. You can fight with your neighbor. Okay, you could say, no, that thing you put on my side of fight, or you can get along. You can mow the guy's grass and hope that the next week he's going to mow your grass, or you can say, I'm not going to touch your grass. I'm not going to get your, this and that. And you could fight. It's up to you. It's really up to you. I just think that for most people, it's better to just get along. Just get along if it's possible. Okay. Hope that answers your question. A lot of the products India has gotten better in producing products and exporting them to different places around the world. They make excellent steel products and leather products. And they're just getting better. Hello, Instagram. I got cut off. After the 1 hour. Buy yourself some land, forget houses. Get yourself a piece of dirt. You can be taught to build on your own house. Get the dirt first, secure yourself a place. Always lay your head 100%. I think if anybody has a city home and they have extra money, that should be used to get another place outside of the city. So if for whatever reason you have to live in the city because that's where your work is, that's where your business is, that's where you're earning your income, instead of buying 7 shares of Amazon, it would be nice to have a place, even if you didn't really go there. Like, let's think of cottage country. And you might think, oh, that's wasteful to have a place over there that I only go to twice a year. No, not really, because if the stuff hits the fan, you've got a place. You got a place to go. Maybe it's not the most desirable place to be, but you've got it there just in case. You have the land. You can grow food on that land. You can pay somebody, even if you had the cash, you could pay someone to tend to that land. You don't necessarily need to be present there. You could build fruit trees, put fruit trees on it today. You can buy fruit trees that bear fruit already, plant them in the ground, and make that happen if you want, if that's what you want. India has the best turmeric. Oh, I'm sure about that. Actually, Hawaii has some really fantastic turmeric too. What's the number one thing that would heal the economy? Increasing interest rates. The way I think it should be done is not the way they'll do it, but I'll tell you right now, my opinion, you strategically increase interest rates at a set schedule, and they list it publicly on their website. They don't hide it, as if they always do. They say in a period of, we'll make up a number, in 3 months from now, in 6 months from now, we are going to take interest rates from their current 0%, and every single month, on the first of the month, we are going to increase interest rates by 0.1%. And this will increase at 0.1% every single month on the month until we have some sort of, and they make up criteria, until this, and this happens. Until that happens, we know predictably this is where it's going to be. So the banks can then go in and decide, okay, well, I know in 6 months from now, this is going to be the interest rate. I already know that. So the mortgage rate's going to be this. Everything is super predictable. And if this, and this happens, I know that interest rates are going to start to decline by this much. Lay it all out, put it on the website, have the whole graph, have the whole timeline set up. And as a result, there's no unpredictability to it. It is always that level of, I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, that causes problems. Look at developing nations that deal with high levels of inflation, let's say. They don't know what's going to happen tomorrow, so business doesn't get done today. But if you can make that known, you can control the system better and you'll be able to grow the economy. I think it would not be a problem. But because it's like, will the Fed taper in November? We don't know. Let's wait. Let's wait until the absolute last second and then we can find out. Find out. What is the point of that? Why do they have to make it a surprise? Why? Well, like, why are we waiting for November to see that happen? Why can't the Federal Reserve just lay out the plan in advance? Why? There's no good reason for that. There's no good reason for that. They just want to be able to remain basically secretive. That's what they do. Cheers. Refill time. India has a lot of leather. Yes, they do. A lot of it is worked on by hand, like with the steel products and stuff. If you buy steel products from other places and try to import them, you can see the difference in quality, handmade stuff. If you're selling products online or whatever, you want to get them manufactured. You want to get them from the right place. If you're getting electronics, you probably wouldn't buy those from India. You buy them more from China, let's say. I bought SHIB token as a joke and it tripled my investment in a few days. Good stuff. Are you selling it? Are you selling it? Or are you waiting for it to go to the moon? Around me, Airbnb has turned renting in nowhere small town about the same price as the biggest city when the empty homes are sitting everywhere half the year. All right. It's an interesting thing how Airbnb did well, overall did well during this period. And it's changed the dynamics of things, of small towns and big towns alike. I don't believe anything. Ashley, how are you? I don't believe anything regarding this anti-inflationary talk from Yellen. The Fed and the Treasury are gearing up for this collapse. The 1% have already had their assets on the islands to take cover. 100%. 100%. I was laughing so hard. When I first saw the comments, I was laughing so hard. And then during the video, I was recording it and laughing again. I couldn't control myself. It's like, we're going to destroy the currency, and that is not inflationary. I mean, how can they say that? It's incredible. But like, I'm laughing because like you laugh or you cry. You know, you laugh or you cry. And it's unbelievable. But yes, the 1%, I know what you're saying, the 1%, but really it's the 0.001% that have all those assets. And they'll be okay. They've got their bunkers, they've got everything set up, so they're fine. And by the way, during the next crisis, they're going to profit more than ever before. Instagram, I got cut off a little while ago. We're back on. I'm going to be doing this for another 10, 20 minutes or so. All right. Squid Coin. I heard that the Squid Game show has its own coin and it went up like crazy. I mean, I just don't understand. Is that the new thing? Should you just buy everything that's really popular and has a lot of attention coming out, whether it's some SPAC, whether it's a new cryptocurrency? Does it just go up every time now? Isn't that crazy? I'm not saying it's bad. Do it. Like, if you're going to make that money, do it. Do it. But where are you going to put it after? You gotta have the whole plan. You gotta have the whole plan in mind. The point of no return, we are in uncharted territory. Yes, 100%. Australia and Canada have ended the QE. Watch the bond markets plus Evergrande has not proven that they made the payment. Yeah, I've seen sources familiar with the matter have said they made the payment, but you're right. I haven't seen any proof of that. The gold standard, I would love for them to do something to do with something physical. Like, can we just have some semblance of reality back? But Who knows? Salmon? Oh, don't worry about. Are you talking about 2.7? Is this? Are you talking about? Maybe I'm. In terms of real salmon, have the population declined? Is that what you're talking about here? If you are, oh, have no fear, because their new special salmon, if you've seen it, the genetically modified salmon, this GMO salmon has a 6-pack abs. It's disgusting. It like has a 6-pack. Like, why does a fish have abs? It's just this Frankenstein garbage that they're creating. Food is supposed to be from nature. And guess what? If that means this real food, if that means we got to pay more for that food, then that's the way it's got to be. Or we can grow our own food if it's too much. But trying to get this garbage food with abs on a fish, that's not okay. I saw what was it? Cows that are like jacked. They're just jacked. What the heck is going on here? What are they doing? What are they doing? This shouldn't be allowed. How do they say it's okay? That doesn't exist in nature. If you can't create it in nature, you can't create it in the world. Don't do it. Don't touch it. If it's something like, for instance, you grow a fruit tree and they graft a fruit tree. Why? Because maybe it's a smaller, you don't have to an apple tree that grows 50 feet up in the air. You can control it. You're grafting. Okay, no big deal. No big deal. That's nobody's hurt by that. But you start to genetically modify these things and you are messing up the planet. You want to talk about real planetary disaster? GMOs. Real planetary disaster. Is Musk's wealth larger than Vanderbilt's? I don't know. I don't know what his was. I mean, eventually it's going to get bigger. It looks like it anyway. Reading all your comments. We got 454 people in the house right now. Can you believe it? Over 6,300 people have been in the house today. I want to thank you guys for being here. This is awesome to do this. I'm going to try to consistently do the 2 days a week, the Saturday to Sunday, 6 p.m. Pacific time, 9 p.m. Eastern time, Saturday, Sunday. Love to see you there. I'll be doing another 10 or 15 more minutes. Ask me any questions you want. We're talking about Janet Yellen today. No, not today. We're talking about whatever you'd like to. I really just want to, excuse me. I really just want to hope that more people would wake up. People who are supposedly informed, they just say, you're bad, you're this, you're that. I bought this particular stock and it went up. Like, well, okay, good. That's good. Like, why? I don't say that's bad. Why would people say that? It's like people have come to me. They put like, oh, I've made this much money over the last period of time. You're bad. What? Like, am I supposed to be impressed with your earnings? Like, what is the point of that? Why are you showing me this? And why do I care about what you've made this much money? But good, like that's good. That's great. I just don't understand why people target me with, anyway, besides the point. That's a good thing. Use that money for good. Like, just don't, I keep going into this. Like, use the money for good. Do good with what you have. I have some ideas for something I want to do. I want to set up. Let me know what you guys think of this. Quite frankly, what I want to do locally, I want to go to a city like Toronto where you got a lot of poverty. And I want to be able to set up a company, a real, true, actual charitable organization or nonprofit. I'm talking real, not one of those, you know what I'm talking about, fake things. I want to set this up. I want to have basically food brought to the people who need it the most. Okay, so not when they're extending their hand. There's an underserved part of the community that needs to have the basic essentials, food. And sure, there's food banks and things, but there's a lot of people that are struggling out there and they can't make ends meet. And I want to help those people. At the same time, what I would love to do is when I'm during this process to use social media. Look, let's be honest, a lot of these different businesses, they love social media, and whether that's a big bank, big banking establishments that love to donate money here and there because they can put their name and their label and so on. So every day or every week or whatever it is, somebody donates. You get the big businesses to donate, and they get their spot in the social media as well as physically on the delivery, whatever. Let's say it's like a delivery van type of thing. They're going to get their logo plastered on there, and we can get the food to the people who need it most. I think this would be great. I think this would be fantastic. This is something that I'm thinking up in my head. I have more details around it, but I want to do that, and I want to basically use local celebrities from the area, not celebrities, but people who have restaurants and people who have, they're going to get their face out there. So they get the attention, they get the marketing, and they say, hey, look, I'm doing a good thing. I'm donating my time. Maybe they help with the making the food and so on for that particular day. They donate resources, whatever they have, and then that goes to the community directly. So it shows them that they are helping the community directly, which they are. And then you expand that city to city to city, and all of the new money that comes in on top of the operations, which hopefully, if you get good donations, it goes right back to expanding that operation and just constant, just never-ending expansion of helping people, feeding people. So that's what I want to spearhead in the next few years. Hopefully, if I'm able to, if I do have the means, I would love to start something like that. And I know there are many people in here that would, have some sort of skill and ability that would be able to help out with that too. Maybe just expand. If you're in Miami and you see the same problems there, and you could work on somehow, do an expansion over there. I just love that. Cities all over the world that just need people. There's just an underserved part of the community that, they're down to one meal a day, not because they want to do intermittent fasting, but because they can't afford to eat. And I don't think that's right. I think it's wrong. And I want to help in some way. And instead of just, when you donate to these companies, how much money actually goes to feed the people? I don't believe it's a lot. I would love to have a system that is fully transparent, where everybody sees how much money is coming in, how much these big companies donated, how much goes out for the expansion, and make that all like just completely lay it out on a website. Everybody knows everything. There's no secrets. Just have it all there. If I could, I don't know how that all works, but I'm just, sharing what I have and what I want to do in the future. I'm tired to cheap talk. Good night. Good night. Good night. See you there. Awesome. Make sandwiches, give it to the poor. Good stuff. I would just love to do it like just expand that, right? Because you only have so many means, and what you're able to do, just expand that and use the social media. Because hey, a lot of these companies, they have a restaurant. Suddenly, if you're a local business, it's not for profit, but you have a local business that has 10,000 followers on your social media, somebody make some food for a day or donate some money for a day. Now they get to splash their business name to 10,000 people. That's good business, right? That's good marketing. So it's a win-win for everybody. It's a win-win. That's what I want to do. I mean, but beautiful idea. Yeah. But anyway, that's what I'm hoping for. So what do we got here? We got 10 more minutes. Okay, everybody. I just wanted to share that and what I believe, in the future, in the near future, what I hope to do. See what your questions. If you got any questions, please put them below. Let's talk. Don't try to understand everyone. Yeah, that's for sure. It's hard to do that, but I've been watching houses sell and then get resold multiple times in 160. Yeah, this is a thing that I've been hearing about a lot, and thank you for mentioning this. It's like the houses are getting either fixed and flipped, or it's just literally resold with nothing done to it, and it's going for a much higher price. That's a frenzy. Call it what you want. That's not normal. Now, what I'm also seeing is these big businesses that are coming in, buying up the places. They are, what was it? Invitation Homes. The name is escaping me right now. 80,000. I just covered in yesterday's video, I think. 80,000 single family homes that they have. BlackRock, Blackstone, all the big companies buying up these either single family homes, or they're buying multifamily residence, where you would have 200, 300 plus people living on a property. Either way, we're just seeing a lot of big money going in, and that pushes people out of that potential. I think long term, it's going to be there's going to be a lot more renting that is taking place. So after the next crisis, I think it's going to be a lot of renting versus a lot of buying. And interest rates obviously having an impact on that. Have you seen any hints on the gold price action over the next year or two? Hard to determine that long into the future, but I'm looking at what happens with inflation. Okay, if we start to see a crisis unfold in the economy, then, when everything starts to turn over, including gold, may come down. Financial crisis came down, but then it rocketed back up higher, because when all faith is lost, it then, you just see this huge surge in gold, and then I believe silver follows right after. The inflation 14%. Yeah, so it depends. Inflation really depends. Like, for instance, inflation on healthcare, that's clearly there. What about school? That's clearly there. Tuition fees. But if you don't, let's say you just don't use the healthcare system, or you don't have a kid in school, you're not going to school, you don't experience the inflation there. And those are just examples, but that's the way I see it. So it depends on your personal, like, I don't ever like to look at the, what is the rate of inflation. I just say it's much higher than what they're willing to admit. That's for sure. Do I see the US maintaining its position as a world superpower much longer? I don't know about how much longer, because these things can certainly go on for a while, but it's diminishing. It is diminishing. It has the US dollar, which is keeping it strong. However, the world is turning over at this time, and it doesn't need to be, understand, it doesn't need to be a war that really permanently changes that. It does not need to be a war. So it's just, I still like your idea about building indoor vegetable business and hiring some of the underprivileged. 100%. 100%. That's just, I don't see enough of that. And they're doing it on a huge, so the only examples I see right now are these huge industrial scale buildings, which is good. But I think we have a problem. And that is, number one, you've got Sears, J.C. Penney, and all these other places that have malls, all these empty malls, where you can buy it on a bit of a smaller scale. These entrepreneurs could, and they have a J.C. Penney or Sears or whatever, that's a huge building, tall, really tall building, that they can do indoor vertical farming and really serve the local community, growing vegetables. I've talked about it before. Cold climate, they're importing their vegetables. They're importing, you want lettuce, you're getting it from, if you're in Canada, your lettuce is coming from probably Mexico. Maybe it's coming from California, but hey, if they got droughts, if they got their own problems, they're not going to be able to ship that to you. So it's got to come from Mexico. Do you want an item, if you're in Canada, do you want your produce to come from Mexico? Yes, it's grown in the ground in nutrient deficient soil. I guess that's great. Or do you want it hydroponically grown, literally 5 minutes from your house? Personally, if they had it in a system where I order it, get it exactly what I need. It was just cut off the route, like literally 5 minutes there. I'm in. I pick up my stuff. I would rather have that than coming across two countries. How long has it been there? What do they spray on this thing over the meantime? Like who knows, right? I'm just mentioning it because you got a problem. There's a potential solution. Look what's happening with the supply chain. Countries that have cold environments, they are really at risk. This is not good, and there's not enough greenhouse growing to grow food for everybody. So you could be in a big world of hurt. David, in Canada, lettuce comes from the Holland Marsh. Winter is different. All of it does? Are you sure about that? Organic? Is it organic? Salinas, California, salad bowl of the world. Yeah, but is that able to feed all of Canada? Are you sure about that? I could be wrong. Made in Canada. That's right. Nothing's made in Canada, but it would be nice. Food will be the next currency going into the barter system. Those with the gold and silver will thrive after that. I also think seeds too. My lettuce comes out of my front door. Good stuff. Vertical farming. I think it's good. I think it's good. We got to do what we can with what we have. This is the particular situation that we're in. So let's deal with it. In Korea, vertical farming in a subway station. Nice. Wherever you can get it to happen. I would not live where it's cold. Yeah, trust me. I live in the Great White North, the igloo town. And the igloos, not too warm. California lettuce, where I'm at in Canada. Okay. Even through the winter. So like January timeframe. That's good. That's better. But anyway, the point is, you don't want it coming from another country or even another province. You want it to be as local as possible, because that's when you see this breakdown of the supply chains and so on. I want to be able to drive 5 minutes and be able to get 80% of the food I eat. Imagine that. I go to the vertical farm, I get the lettuce, I get the cucumbers, I get and it's all available to me, and it was grown right there. I can see right in the back. I go to the front, I talk to the guy, I said, order this, and all the machines come to pick it up, or the people come to do it, whatever it is. Okay. And it all happens very quickly, very efficiently, done right there. That would be fantastic. And it's because it's the mall. Hey, it's the mall near you. That's 5 minutes, that's 10 minutes, whatever it is. And you don't have to worry about the supply chain or a driver coming to pick it up. You physically are going there. All right. I live in South Texas, 90 today. Wow. What do we got here? 128. I'm going to end it soon. If you got any more questions, please let me know. I'm going to take off. Kate, sprouts and microgreens grow in your window. Yes, they do. Everything from wheatgrass, even mung beans. Simple things like mung beans grow very well. Something positive. Northern Lights is supposed to be visible across Canada this weekend. Nice. That's awesome. You got to get the central heating in your igloo. Yes. Prefer cabbage? Hey, it's all good. It's all good. It is all good. California does have the best tomatoes I ever tasted, and I live in New Jersey. Homegrown tomatoes. Nothing beats a homegrown tomato, but that's a different story. Thank you for all you do. I learned from your a lot from your cast. Godspeed. Thank you, Roger. Thank you. I ordered 12. Check this out. I ordered 1,200 pounds of garbanzos and lentils. I see vegan meat in our futures. Wow. 1,200 pounds. What can you do with that? All of that. That sounds like a lot. Berlin, how are you? Thank you for coming here. I'm just about to get out of here. Another La Nina year will result in more droughts in the west, maybe another winter storm in Texas. That's going to be devastating for the power situation. What's going to happen? I think people should be prepared. Okay, I'm going to leave with this message. Get prepared, get prepared, get prepared, get prepared, get prepared. Okay, what do you got to do? You got to lock in today's prices. You got to buy what you can today to lock that in. That's a simple matter of fact. If you're going to buy that thing 3 months from now and it will last 3 months, why not just get it today? You know the price. You know the availability. You don't know if it's going to be available in 3 months from now. In 3 months from now, you can buy more if you desire. But at least you have that 3 months. Why not? Why not? Why not get some extras, okay? Get extras of whatever it is you need. Get them today. At the same time, if you're looking at the investments, look through a different lens. I talked about this in yesterday's or this morning's video. Different lens. Have a different approach. If you see oil and you think oil is going to rise over the next little while, you can buy an ETF. You don't need to buy that ETF thinking now you have to hold this forever. A year from now, who knows what oil is going to be? No, you can have your finger on the trigger. You can get ready to sell that when you need to. Always think under that lens. Short term, you could think short term too, but you can have the long-term view as well. All right. HMNSA, thank you very much for the support. I do appreciate you. Appreciate your support of my work. Thank you. And everybody that's been here today. Thank you. Thank you for that. Finland in the house. Take care. Do what you got to do. Yes, 100%. That's why about 1,200 pounds, that 2 years. Wow. That's a lot. Preserve it. Take care of it. And hey, maybe you're going to be able to sell that later and the prices on those things might be crazy high, right? So, but hey, whatever it takes, whatever it takes. Just get some. Like I tell people, like if you're going to have that food over the next 3 months, pasta, beans, whatever it is, it's going to preserve well, just buy it today. If you've got the room, if you've got the space for it, just buy it. Just buy it. Anything, by the way, if anybody's watching it, I know if you're watching this channel, you know, if there's anything that you need, my opinion, get it now. If you were thinking, you know what, I think I might do that next year. Next year, that stuff is going to be more expensive. Just get it done. Just get it done now. Stuff is going up. Stuff's not going down in price, at least for now. Later, who knows? Might go down. But for the time being, things are going up. So at least until the end of the year, as we move into next year, different story. But for the time being, things are just going to get worse. Yeah, if you can find it. Yeah, whatever you're looking for, if you can find it. But some of the stuff still has availability and stuff, so get what you can. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Okay, I'm out of here. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Check out the video that I did this morning. I'm planning on another one, working on it. I got a lot of tabs open, actually, right now. Stay tuned for this stuff. And definitely, yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow's videos. But also the one I did today. Definitely check them out. Take care. Thank you, everybody. See you later.